Hi Leo, this is Tracy with Links Tarot, and I am here to do your first half of March reading. I didn't get to do your reading for the second half of February, so I am starting with Leo. I hope you all are well, enjoying the weather, enjoying the seasonal change. We are in Pisces, sun, that is. Let's see what energy is around Leo. So my intent for this entire page is to help, is to give guidance, confirmation, to uplift, all things positive, high vibrations. That is what my channel is all about. We are all about growth in the spiritual realm as well as personal growth. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. 5-card spread. These cards are on the new side, so I am still reading some of their meanings that I have not come across yet. So I will try to keep it as quick as possible, and we're going to go ahead and dive right on in. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see the cards as they come out. What energies are around Leo? What do they need to know? What do they need to look out for? What do they need to let go of? What is okay for them to let go of? We got the burden. Okay, why is this? Okay, sorry. So we have the burden card. I haven't seen that one. It's in the reverse. Oh, this. Okay. Oh, we got these two cards that came out. Turning in and consciousness. I have my little light here that I'm trying to capture the colors in the as it changes in the frame. Get 2 more cards, please. This will be interesting because I have not gotten these two before. Okay. Overall energy is guidance. Definitely loving that. Oh, you got 4 cards that came out. Okay, we got Rebirth. We got Rebirth, Postponement, Playfulness, and Totality. So we got 4 cards in the reverse and 3 cards in the upright. And I do read reversals. However, the universe gave me somewhat of a different meaning. Sorry, I had to change that. Somewhat of a different meaning for the reversals. So I'm going to put my reading glasses on. Like I said, I'm going to make this as painless as possible. Okay, the burden. Like I said, I have not gotten this card before. Okay, here we go. So it says, when we carry a load of shoulds and shouldn'ts imposed on us by others, we become like this rag doll, struggling, figure trying to struggling figure trying to make his way uphill. Go faster, try harder, reach the top, shouts the foolish tyrant he carries on his shoulder. Okay, so this person is carrying the burden. So it's almost like the 10 of Wands in traditional tarot. So it says, go faster, try harder, reach the top, shouts the foolish tyrant he carries on his shoulder. While the tyrant himself is crowned with an imperious rooster, like an emperor almost. It says, if life these days feels like just a struggle from the cradle to the grave, it could be time to shrug your shoulders and see what it feels like to walk without these characters on your back. You have your own mountains to conquer, your own dreams to fulfill, but you will never have the energy to pursue them until you release yourself from all the expectations you've gathered from others but now think are your own. Chances are they exist only in your own mind. The mind is so powerful, and it is a tool that we should use. We should not let our mind use us, because it goes, I'll have to get that, but how our mind thinks when we are awake and aware is mind-blowing. How fast it does, the thoughts that come into our minds. And then subconsciously, like when we're asleep, it goes even faster. Thoughts. So it's saying chances are these expectations that you gather from others but now think are your own, chances are they exist only in your mind. But that doesn't mean they can't weigh you down. It's time to lighten up and send them on their way. So this was in the reverse. I don't know if some of you are feeling like you're coming out of that energy where, other people in your life, burdens are on your shoulders. If you're feeling like you're coming out of that energy, like taking on their burdens, that don't belong to you. So some of you may be coming out of that energy. You've realized that these don't belong to you. And, I have my own mountains to conquer and, things to do, let alone doing stuff, carrying burdens for other people. And then others of you, this energy is around you, but you need to be reminded that you can come out of this energy, and that, the thoughts and the expectations, they're not all yours. They're not all yours. So the next card is turning in. I did get this before, but I think only once. So let me see. You got 2 4s. It's all right. Okay. It says the woman in this image has a faint smile on her face. In fact, she is just watching the antics of the mind. We're just talking about things in the mind that don't belong to you. And look at them. Look at these figures on side of her. It says, in fact, she is just watching the antics of the mind. Not judging, not trying to stop them, not identified, just watching as if they were traffic on the road or ripples on the surface of a pond. And the antics of the mind are slightly amusing as it jumps up and down and twists this way and that. trying to get your attention and seduce you into the game. Like I said, our mind is so powerful. It's powerful when we are up, and it's even more powerful when we're not up because it's just going, going, going. And we literally have to control it and be mindful that we can control it, and not let it control us. It says, and the antics of the mind are slightly amusing as it jumps up and down and twists this and this way and that, trying to get your attention and seduce you into the game. To develop the knack of taking a distance from the mind is one of the greatest blessings. It is what meditation is about, really. Not chanting a mantra or repeating an affirmation, but just watching as if the mind belongs to somebody else. You are ready to take this distance now take this distance now and to watch the show without getting caught up in the drama. Indulge yourself in the simple freedom of turning in whenever you can, and the knack of meditation will grow and deepen in you. I love that for you guys because it seems like there's this mental thing going on with you because we have this burden card that was in the reverse, and it's mental, like, are you taking on, or were you taking on, burdens that don't even belong to you? And this is saying watch them like a show because they're there, and until you can take control and be aware and mindful of your mind and the way your mind works with the thoughts and how people try to get in your mind. It says and the antics of the mind are slightly amusing as it jumps up and down and twists this way and that, trying to get your attention and seduce you into the game. The mind is a trip. However, it is a tool, and we can use it to benefit us, or we can allow it to use us and just flow with whatever that is, this right here. We don't want that. We want to be in control, right? And then we have consciousness, being mindful, being aware. I love it. I love that card. It's so peaceful and just strong and majestic. Let me see. This is a good reading, guys. I hope you guys are feeling it. It says, most of the cards in this suit of the mind are either cartoon-like or troubled because the influence of the mind in our lives is generally either ridiculous or oppressive. But this card of consciousness shows a vast Buddha figure. He is so expansive, he has gone even beyond the stars, and above his head is pure emptiness. He represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind. That is being aware of this mind and how it works and how it can try to control you and take over, and you're taking on those burdens as opposed to you using it as a tool and for your benefit. It says he represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind and can use it as a servant it is meant to be. Yes, that is what this top row is talking about, the mind. It says he represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind and can use it as a servant it is meant to be. So either you use it as the servant that it is meant to be, or you can let it use you and be full of burdens, just letting it run rampant. Look at all these faces. Look at all these energies around you, around us. It's there. It's there naturally in person, and it's there in the spirit realm. So we have to take control of our minds. We have to be mindful of what we're taking in, of what we're doing. Does this situation, does this burden belong to me, or is it somebody else's burden? And I've been going through this myself because I'm an animal lover. I love animals. I have 2 dogs. I've always had animals, growing up. And I will, I'll go walking and I'll see people with dogs, and I'll see how, sometimes they're rough. They seem like they're more rough with them than they should be. And I'm like getting involved, not to the point where I will say something, but I have thought about saying something, but then I have to reel myself back in, and I'm like, I think I would have had I seen, some abuse or anything like that, but I have to not be focused on that, because everything happens for a reason. Everything comes into our lives to help us grow, move forward, and that's if we want that. And that's not just for me, that's not just for you, that's for whoever I pass by. Do I want an animal to be hurt? No, I don't. Do I want to carry some burden of somebody that I don't even know, that, really has nothing to do with me? No, I don't want to carry this burden. I have my own things that I'm trying to accomplish and trying to establish and trying to regulate. So that's a tricky one. That was really hard for me to, not even pay attention to whether they are abusing the dog or being a little rough with the dog. Obviously, if they're flat out abusing them, I will get involved to, I'll call the police, I'll have my cell phone or what have you, but I can't get involved with every little thing, every little distraction, and for me, it's dogs. For you, it's something else, it's something else. You know what that is. But it says, okay, so it says, when you get this card, it means that there is a crystal clarity available right now. Detached. See, you got to detach. You can't be connected to things that are not going to benefit you. You have to pick and choose those battles. But it says when you get this card, it means that there is a crystal clarity available right now. Detached, rooted in deep stillness that lies at the core of your being. There is no desire to understand from the perspective of the mind. The understanding you have now is existential. I cannot say this word. Existential. It's whole, in harmony with the pulse of life itself. It says, accept this great gift and share it. So I really feel like you guys are moving out of taking on other people's burdens, which will make you feel lighter, and it will give you room to handle what you need to handle and new things to come in. So the next card is Rebirth. You are absolutely moving out of a place where your mind was in control. But now you're moving into a place where you are controlling your mind, which is awesome. Using it as the service, as the servant that it is meant to be. It says this card depicts the evolution of consciousness as it is described by the author of this book. It says he speaks from 3 levels of camel, lion, and child. The camel is sleepy and dull. You can see the camel down here. The camel is sleepy, dull, self-satisfied. He lives in delusion, thinking he's a mountain peak, but really he is so concerned with others' opinions that he hardly has any energy of his own. I mean, this reading so far is literally all about other people's perspective on you and you taking them as a burden. Okay, it says emerging from the camel is the lion. When we realize we've been missing life, we start saying no to the demands of others. We move out of the crowd, alone and proud, roaring our truth. But this is not the end. Finally, the child emerges. Neither acquiescent nor rebellious, but innocent and spontaneous and true to his own being authentically you. It says, whatever the space you're in right now, sleepy and depressed or roaring and rebellious, be aware that it will evolve into something new if you allow it. It is a time of growth and change. So, like I was saying, you are moving from a place where you are taking on other people's burdens for whatever reason. I think it's very easy to do. If we're not aware of it, we will do it until the universe will show us. And, the universe will show us, through our intuition, maybe speaking with someone, a reading, what have you. But this is awesome. I'm loving this reading for you. Okay. So we have postponement. It says the woman in this picture is living in a gray landscape full of unreal cutout clouds. Through the window frame, she can see colors and light and aliveness. And although she would like to move through the frame, as we can see by the rainbow colors appearing in her garment, she can't quite manage to do it. There's still too much what if activity in her mind. Oh my God, you guys have had this serious mind trip. It says, tomorrow never comes, they say. But no matter how often it is said, it seems that most of us tend to forget the truth of it. In fact, the one and only result of postponing things is a dull and depressing feeling of incompletion and stuckness today. The relief and expansiveness you will feel once you put aside all the thoughts that are preventing you from acting now will make you wonder why you ever waited so long. This is saying to move forward with what you've been putting off. Take control of your mind. Take control of those thoughts. Let your mind be the servant that it is meant to be, and stop letting it serve you. Stop letting it take control of you with burdens, other people's burdens, your own burdens. Tune it out, because they're gonna be there. They're not going anywhere. But you gotta be aware and be mindful of the gift that being in control of your mind will put you in this place. Complete consciousness, you know, sleep, not sleep, awake, and even more so when you are asleep. Take control. Let your intent when you go to sleep, say out loud what your intentions are. We should do everything with intent. My intent for this channel is to help grow, is to help personal growth, spiritual growth, confirmation, just moving forward, progression. But growth is definitely here. It's saying to take control and move forward with whatever you have been postponing, because it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. So we have this playfulness card. It's in the reverse though. Came out in the reverse. So let's see what this is. Okay, so it says life is rarely as serious as we believe it to be. And when we recognize this fact, it responds by giving us more and more opportunities to play. The woman in this card is celebrating the joy of being alive, like a butterfly that has emerged from its chrysalis into the promise of the light. She reminds us of the time when we were children, discovering seashells on the beach or building castles in the sand without any concern that the waves might come and wash them away in the next moment. She knows that life is a game. And remember, it was talking about the mind trying to seduce us, into a game. The mind is a trip. It says she knows that life is a game, and she's playing the part of a clown right now with no sense of embarrassment or pretense. When the page of fire enters your life, it is a sign that you are ready for the fresh and the new. And you have just the right quality of playful innocence and clarity to welcome it with open arms. So it was in the reverse. So this energy is around you, but I feel like, you could, it goes hand in hand. It goes with all of these cards, but to make it a little less confusing, here's the postponements. You're putting things off because of the way you're thinking. You're not thinking that you can do what it is that you want to do. And that's, being that playful, free, authentic self, but you can do that. The energy is here for you to do that. It's time for change. There's a rebirth, something new. It says something wonderful is just on the horizon, and you have just the right quality of playful innocence and clarity to welcome it with open arms. It says it is a sign that you are ready for the fresh and the new. Rebirth, the fresh and the new. You are ready. It was in the reverse, yes, but that energy is still around you. So some of you could be coming out of the energy or feeling like, this postponement, but others of you, this energy is around you. And if you just do what it is and not put off, not postpone the things that you want to do, you will be feeling that new life, that new horizon that is here, is in your energy. It's right here. And then here is totality, and it's in the reverse. And I really like this card here. Let me get to this page or this card. So it says, these three women are high in the air, playful and free, yet alert and independent, yet alert and interdependent. In a trapeze act, nobody can afford to be a little bit absent, even for a split second. And it is this quality of total attentiveness to the moment at hand that is represented here. We may feel there are too many things to do at once, but get bogged down in trying to do a bit here, a bit there, instead of taking one task at a time and getting on with it. Or perhaps we think our task is boring because we've forgotten that it's not what you do, but how you do it that matters. Developing the knack of being total in responding to whatever comes as it comes is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Taking one step through life at a time, giving each step your complete attention and energy can bring a wondrous new vitality and creativity to all that you do. So this is just saying, be in the moment, because whenever you do, move forward, with that new, that rebirth, that new thing that's on the horizon for you, whenever you do move forward with that, it's gonna take your complete consciousness, so that you won't miss something, because it's like you don't have that time. I mean, they're in a trapeze act, so timing is everything, and you have to be mindful, and you have to be aware, and you have to be conscious of what is going on. And this was in the reverse. So this energy again is around you, this playfulness energy. They were both in the reverse. The energy is around you. But it's waiting for you to, become this free, butterfly and move freely in your thoughts and what you want to do, and, just having a playful character about the situation. Just, I can't think of the word, but just having a playful sense of what you're doing, but at the same time being mindful that, it will take your complete concentration, consciousness. It's that serious, whatever you're postponing, it's that serious that you need to be, all in and not, just doing a little bit here and a little bit there. So overall energy is guidance. So I'm going to read that. I'm definitely loving that for you guys. You guys have an amazing reading. Okay, so hold on. Okay. So it says, I've never gotten this before. So it says the angelic figure with rainbow colored wings on this card represents the guide that each of us carries within. Like the second figure in the background, which is this lady right here. We may sometimes be a little reluctant to trust this guide when it comes to us because we are so accustomed to taking our cues from the outside rather than from the inside. The truth of your own deepest being is trying to show you where to go right now. And when this card appears, it means that you can trust the inner guidance you are being given. It speaks in whispers, and sometimes we can hesitate, not knowing if we have understood rightly, but the indications are clear. In following the inner guide, you will feel more whole, more integrated, as if you are moving outwards from the very center of your being. If you go with it, this beam of light will carry you exactly where you need to go. So this reading is all about you moving forward, getting out of those places of being stuck and mindset of taking on other people's burdens. I love this, guys, for you. I love Leos. My dad is a Leo. If you would like a personal reading, I will offer you a free 30-minute personal reading. Just shoot me an email. That information is in the description box below. I have some old content in there, so don't pay attention to that. But if you send me an email saying that you would like a personal reading, I will give you a personal reading within 24 hours. Yeah, we can chat. And other than that, that is what I have for you, Leos. It looks like you guys are moving forward. Guidance is here for you. You are here for you. This consciousness, you turning in and turning all of these figures and thoughts and words that don't mean you any good. You're turning those things away. People that are a burden to you, you're turning those things away. No longer carrying that burden. It is time for something new, a rebirth. It's time to stop postponing the things that you've been needing to do. Playfulness is here. And whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to need your total attention. Totality is going to need your total attention. So I love you guys, and that is what I have for you for the first half of March. Again, if you would like a free personal reading, just shoot me an email, and I will see you soon. Bye.